Hello, and welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum, where today, we're on the left. Why are we on the left? Well, there's a reason we're on the left. And that reason looks a little bit something like this. Because you see, I figure when playing Pokémon Colosseum, there is often a lot of downtime where we're just watching animations play out. I could be doing something else during that time. And that something else is checking to see if I can find a shiny starter in Pokémon Soul Silver. Though it occurs to me, hang on a sec, I have been remiss in my planning, ever so slightly. Let me just, move, can I, excuse me, did I didn't lock the preview, did I? Why is this, oh, duh. It occurs to me that I have placed the DS screens in a place where my channel's watermark will be on the bottom one. Let's get those up. Yes, indeed, Outlander, Pokémon Soul Silver is currently being played on my 3DS, while Pokémon Colosseum is being played on my GameCube. And I can do it simultaneously simply because, oh man, the 3DS has a USB input, whereas the GameCube is running via HDMI. But yeah. So we can do things like this. Check the 3 starters, do stuff in Colosseum, repeat. Colosseum is going to be the primary thing. I've got all my Pokemon that are Shadow Pokemon down to empty heart gauges. Metatite took the longest. It took like 3 hours of leaving the thing alone to get the Metatite to actually have its heart gauge fully emptied. Which I guess means its nature was just one of the ones that doesn't care about walking. But let's get this Skiploom unlocked, and then we'll get to actual gameplay stuff. And hey, look, while that animation's going on. So, for looking for the shiny Johto starters, what I look for, since I pressed right on the D-pad to cycle through all 3 of them, it goes Totodile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, which, incidentally, is my preference for them in order. And, yeah, there's 3 colors I look for to see if it is not a shiny. So whenever I'm going through, it's just red, blue, green. If I see the colors I am thinking of, it is not a shiny. Yeah, Medicham I'm not the biggest fan of, plus I've already got Espeon covering Psychic type, so yeah, we're just not gonna use Medicham. But anyway, I need to get to Mount Battle so that I can stop the bad people from doing things that are bad. Red, blue, green. It's terrible, terrible! I tell you, it's terrible! Mount Battle is under attack by a group of shady people! I'm so out of breath! Thinking about taking the Mount Battle challenge? Forget about it. I'd keep clear of that place for now. I hear Mount Battle's been taken over by a bunch of trainers that use weird Pokemon. The one issue with playing multiple games at the same time that use different controllers is brain confusion. Pressing buttons on the wrong one. Red, blue, green. There we go. Gonna go ahead and drop a save here. No, I'm sorry, but I can't let you in. It's full of thugs. It's dangerous. Oh, you heard about us from Duking? You must be here to save us. You see, it was me who contacted Duking for help. I didn't think you would get here so quickly. But please be careful. The power of their Pokemon isn't normal. Yeah, the moment I get a shiny starter in Soul Silver, those screens are going away. But until I get one... Whoops, hold on. Aren't you mistaking something? All training has been put on hold. But if you really must, sure, I'll battle you. But I'm not here for training. I'm here to stop the bad guys. Why are you slowing me down with a battle? Don't you care that the bad guys are here? Red, blue, green. So, Flappy is clearly the wrong Pokemon to have in front against this. Let's whip out Quagsire. Well, Espeon can Psybeam the Trapinch. Yeah, look at all this time where I'm making no inputs on Colosseum, where I can just freely check for a shiny. Yeah, who knew that Turo spent his youth in the Ore region of Arizona / Utah, just hanging out on Mount Battle. Okay, Quagsire's gonna use Surf. Espeon is gonna Psybeam the Numble, why not? Yeah, literally like 10 minutes before stream, I got the idea to do this simultaneous shiny hunt. And just looked into getting stuff all set up for that, hence the delay. Take that, Turo. Come back when you're dead, I guess? Master Takeem will reprimand me. Okay, so he is with them. I didn't realize that Turo was with the villainous team in the Ore region of Arizona and Utah. Huh? Turo took a fall, did he? I could never count on that guy. Well, I'll just think of it as there being more for me to enjoy. Come on! I need to stop having Flappy in front, huh? Not items. I need to not split my attention between both games simultaneously. I am not quite to that level. of multi-gaming prowess. To have Skiploom go for the ball toy. Even though Larvitar is a juicier target because it's quad weak to grass, ball toy resists psychic, so. That's gonna take a while. Sure the Larvitar's gone. Considered using Swift, but Larvitar's a rock type, so it might actually survive that from an Espeon. Yeah, Outlander, this game's pacing and all that are super well thought out. You can tell that the people who played it knew exactly what made Pokemon tick. And that, what made Pokemon tick, is specifically Espeon and Umbreon and nothing else. I'm gonna get reprimanded too. What's going on? Both Turo and Drovic went down? That's weak. I'm not going down so easily. I forgot to stop having Flappy in front. Kind of amuses me that I'm playing both of these games at resolutions wildly higher than they were ever designed to be displayed at. Though technically, Soul Silver, if I look at it on my 3DS's screens, is being displayed at its original resolution, because I always hold Start or Select when starting up a DS game so that it displays at original resolution instead of stretched. Because when it's stretched, it ruins the pixels. Yeah, Outlander, every Pokemon model you see in this game that is not of a Generation 3 Pokemon was just ported forward from the Pokemon Stadium games on N64. So yeah, that Sandshrew model, or like every Pokemon that was in the original Pokemon Stadium, the one that we never got in the West, because it didn't even have all 151 of the original Pokemon, everything that was in that game is using those models still. Just today, I'll back off easily. That trio you've already defeated. If I likened them to food, they would only be hors d'oeuvres. The real battling begins now. Ryder Raiden, huh? I keep forgetting to take Flappy out of the front slot. I blame attention being split between two games. Fun fact, a lot of, if not all of the N64 models also got brought forward into freaking Pokemon Battle Revolution. It took until Generation 6 for some of these Pokemon to get new models that were not on the N64. Not a whole lot I can do to Houndour, but we can use Return. I guess my Return is pretty strong at this point, considering I had Espeon stay in the team for most of the time that I was doing the walking to get the Shadow Pokemon unshadowy. Which I did specifically because I had Return on Espeon, so I figured, hey, might as well make it stronger. So that Return's probably as strong as it's gonna get. Outlander, the reusing old models thing is not the reason that we're not getting all the new Pokemon every game. It's the animation work. Because in these games, the Pokemon just battle. When they've got a set of animations, that's all they ever need. But in the new games, they always add something new for Pokemon to do. Look at that N64 gravel. And because they're always adding new things for Pokemon to do, those new things need new animations. Like, they would have had to, for example, if Pokemon Battle Revolution was a more modern type of game, maybe they would have had to add animations for all the Pokemon eating something. Those animations weren't in the N64 games or any of the previous games. And when you get enough Pokemon, every animation you add for one Pokemon is an animation that you have to add for basically every Pokemon. And when there's over 1,000 of them, that work gets to be unsustainable. So, like, yes, if they reused old models instead of updating them more often, we might get a few more Pokemon each time. But it's not the modeling, it is the animation work that is taking all of the time and making them have to cut Pokemon. And then there's also the fact that it keeps competitive balancing more interesting. Also, hey, we're getting Ampharos. This animation is enormously long. And yet not as long as I expected. I expected it to do, like, more playing around with the model, instead of shrinking and then immediately coming back as the evolution. The real battles begin after me. Okay, so the real battles start at number 5 out of 100. Got it. Now, we are remembering to swap Ampharos out of the lead slot. Wow, you've come a long, long way from home. You should be proud of yourselves. But prepare for a thrashing. I never miss targets once I get them in my sights. The fact that a new Pokemon gets sent out during the turn where a previous one gets knocked out, they don't do that anymore. It's very clear why, considering what happened to the new Trapinch that got sent out. Like, yeah, you gotta give them at least that one turn of safety. And just for the record, this shiny hunt that I am doing, I have been spending an hour or two a day for, I think, 3 weeks now, trying to find a shiny through this. I've found one, but accidentally soft reset it. I feel like I'm over odds, but I don't know if I actually am. Because, like, that shiny I found, it was not recently. Yeah, that was on July 18th that I found the shiny, and every day since, I have been doing an hour or two a day of soft resetting for this shiny. And if we consider that it takes... Let's be generous and say it takes a minute per cycle. The next time we meet, I really won't let you escape. And we get to check 3 Pokemon per cycle. That means each hour we have 180 checks. And if shinies are like what is it? 1 in 8152 or something. Hello, hello, hello. If you want to get by me, you have to watch my performance. Okay, let the show begin. So, if we... I've got the inverse of the odds. On my calculator right now, I have the odds of not finding a shiny in 3 checks. And now, or, well, no, not in 3 checks, in 1 check. I've got the odds of not finding a shiny on any given Pokemon. That's what it is. And now, what I am going to do is I am going to take it to the power of 180. So that means that every hour I spend, I've got approximately a 2.2% chance of finding a shiny. And let's say we've done 28 hours of checking, which across a smidge over 2 weeks with 2 hours a day, yeah, we could call it 28. So yeah, I am actually... my odds of having found a shiny by now are approximately 47%. So I'm getting really close to even odds. Also, calculating odds is something that I enjoy doing. I like finding out where I'm at relative to the expected outcome. Yeah, by the end of this stream, I might well be at even odds for having found a shiny by this point. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be at even odds for having found a shiny specifically today. But overall, law of large numbers, etc., it will be more likely than not that I will have found a shiny by this point in time in the universe. Though no individual check is any more likely than any other, the likelihood of having found it specifically by now, if you look at my entire history of searching for this shiny, will be approximately even. Nobody would pay to see my show. How are my Pokemon doing? Actually, I could use a little help. Do I have anything other than Hyper Potions? Nope. Well, Hyper Potion it is, I guess. Yeah, full cycle being about 25 seconds sounds about right. But considering I'm always watching or listening to something else while I'm doing the shiny hunt, I think it's fair to say 1 minute cycles, because I'm always at least a little distracted. All 6 were defeated? Sheesh, what were those incompetents doing? This is where the buck stops. And yeah, here my check speed is much lower than it usually is. because I'm even more distracted, because I'm distracted by things that need inputs. But when I'm just, like, watching a video essay, then I can go much faster. Though still, at times I get caught up in what I'm watching and go a little bit without checking. You know, I really feel like this water should go in the hole the Vibrava dug. Just saying. Vibrava shouldn't be able to get away from a surf by digging. Does Swift hit things underground or only flying? Only flying, okay. Seriously, the hole should be flooded. That Sandslash should drown in that hole. Of course it crit! Made my reflect worthless. You made me lose. You're not going to hire... They're not going to hire me again after this. Yeah, I could have sworn there was at least one game where Swift could hit a digging Pokemon, but... turns out it just ain't this one. Part of me really wants to put Quilava in front. But the other part of me knows we're probably going to be seeing like 1 million more ground types. So, sorry Quilava. I guess we're all a little guilty of underestimating you. You've earned some respect. But I'll make you regret ever having come here. Yeah, I think in Gen 1, Swift just plain didn't check for whether it hit or not. It just hit, always. And I think it still hits flying Pokemon, but I don't think it hits anything else other... yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen that it doesn't, so... Eh. Nice miss with Will-O-Wisp. I appreciate that. I don't like that the experience gain requires a button input. It distracts me from my shiny checking, which would otherwise be free during battles between move selection. Oh, Swift doesn't hit Pokemon flying anymore? Huh. It's kinda lame. But I guess they made it hit multiple targets in double battles, so it's not as worthless as it could be. I didn't realize my Quagsire had water absorb. It's a nice ability to have. There's a lot of really weird things about Pokemon Gen 1. I shouldn't have battled you in the first place. At first, before I settled on doing the ribbon challenge here, I was considering playing Pokemon Red on my analog pocket using its Super Game Boy core so that we could play Pokemon Gen 1 but in color, which is a thing that I haven't done outside of Pokemon Yellow, which hardly counts because it's hardly... It's one color per Pokemon. You've done well to get here, but there's no next battle for you after this. I'll destroy you thoroughly. But I'd considered doing that, but then was like, that's not something I really need to do anytime soon, though. Like, sure, I could... I have ways to get the save from my cartridge onto the Virtual Console and thus transfer the Pokemon forward, but is there really a need for that? And the answer I settled upon was no. But there was something else that I could do while Pokémon Bank was still a thing. And that something is the thing that I am doing. But yeah, we almost got a Gen 1 Pokemon stream out of me. Of course it goes in a hole. You know what I need to do? What I need to do is get the Twisted Spoon off of the Metatite in the box. I would have done that between streams, but you can't actually move items around in the box in this game. You have to take the Pokemon out of the box. And that would just be more effort than I was willing to spend. Why are you so outrageously strong? I'm not supposed to read those, but I'm distracted from my own rules. By second game. Also, it doesn't hurt to read them. Don't get a swelled head just because you beat me. Master Dakeem will deflate your pride real quick. I mean, yeah, look at him. Look at that stance. Just imagine if you were out in the world and saw anyone who stood like this and yet was still half again as tall as you are standing up at your full height. Fine. After all the persuading I did, you still won't hand it over? This is what happens to stubborn oafs who don't do as I say. They get punched in the gut. You treacherous swine. How could you refuse to battle? Treacherous. You didn't really think that a worm like you could win. All you had to do was hand over the time flute without making a fuss. It's your own fault for getting hurt. Since you're not cooperating, I don't have any choice but to haul you off to Ein's lab. Huh? Who are you? What were my underlings doing? That outfit of yours. You must be the troublemaker who messed with Scrub in Celebi's forest. And now you've come to mess with me, the great Dakeem. Don't make me laugh. I'll pound a lesson into your flesh and bones so you'll never even think of bothering me again. So he refuses to battle the other guy, but instantly battles us. Also, dude's got more than 6 Pokeballs on him. He's like Alder. He must not know how to use a PC. Okay, I am not liking what I'm seeing already. So, let's go ahead and surf with... Let's not go ahead and surf with Quagsire. Let's, actually be really sad with Quagsire. Yeah, that seems appropriate. Let's Mudshot Matang. And we will Psybeam the Golem. And, oh, it's protecting. Alright. Better protect than explosion. This Earthquake isn't going to be pleasant. But it's not the worst. Yeah, Outlander, it seems they decided not to give these villains actual themes. Like, yeah, this absolutely does not fit what's going on. Not in the slightest. Oh, I see. This guy's just gonna alternate protects and earthquakes. Which means Golem is gonna protect next. So we can just get rid of Matang. Espeon, we will swap out for Jumpluff. I mean, it's nice to see that this guy is using a strategy. Aw, Quagsire couldn't take it. Sad. Alright, well, let's send out Umbreon, because Umbreon can absolutely take an Earthquake. And we are going to... Wait, who just went? It was the Metang, right? Tom will go before Protect. Golem won't survive Omega Drain, I'm pretty sure. So whatever, let's just bite that slot. Mega Drain that slot. Yeah, this is absolutely the music that should play before the battle actually starts. Not the music that should play during the battle. Marshtomp, huh? Clearly Dakeem fears grass types. Okay, so now we go for Metang, because maybe Marshtomp is gonna protect? I don't know if it actually will. But what I can do is see if I can put it to sleep. So it's not protecting. Also, I just realized... Look at Jumpluff's shadow. Because its palms are 2D sprites with transparency around them, but the lighting system that's generating the shadows is only looking at the full image, not at the transparency. So its palms just have perfect square shadows, and that's amusing. Okay, so Metang's probably gonna protect, maybe? But whatever, we're still gonna bite it, and we will Mega Drain the Marshtomp. Suddenly I wish I had a healthy Quagsire, but I don't, and I also don't have any revives, so we just gotta deal with this Camerupt as we are. Oh, and an Entei. Yeah, just an Entei, no worries. No big deal. An Entei. Already. Let's confuse the Camerupt and hope we can put this Entei to sleep. Oh, not before it uses fire. Oh, thank you for missing. Thank you for missing. What a time to not have a living water type. And Jumpluff goes up in flames. Unsurprising. Yeah, I didn't expect to come across Entei this early. We're in trouble. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the Camerupt. We are not gonna get rid of the Camerupt. We're going to cry. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cry. Yep. Come on, flinch. Dang, it's still totally fine. At least we got a flinch. Yeah, I'm skipping the whole Pokeball everything thing. Entei is too dangerous. And sure, an Ultra Ball on a full health Entei, not exactly likely to work. But it's asleep, which helps a little. See, we got 2 shakes out of that. And it's not sleeping anymore. Time for life to become pain. Sorry, Espeon. Okay, Quilava could be okay as long as Camerupt doesn't do anything ground type to it. Come on, flinch. Nice. Camerupt has been removed as a threat. Quilava can go ahead and dig on Entei. Almost couldn't, but... So, Camerupt is gone, Entei is... not. Let's just throw an Ultra Ball and see if it works. I mean, if I was just trying to kill the Entei, this might be a lot easier, and I would be able to try and catch it later, but... letting an Entei go just doesn't seem like the best plan. Wow, that did nothing! I mean, I guess it's got 10 levels on Quilava, but still. What if we secret power it? It's probably gonna kill Quilava, but... it won't if we're lucky. Okay, down to our last 2 Pokemon. So here's the plan. I'm gonna Thunderbolt this thing. While Umbreon uses Confuse Ray? This actually might backfire. I don't know how much Thunderbolt's gonna... well, it's still got 9 levels on Ampharos, so yeah, Thunderbolt. Let's go! And let's just hope that Thunderbolt paralyzes it. Come on, paralyze. Nope. Okay. Well, Umbreon will be responsible for... yeah, we're not going to throw a ball just yet. We are going to heal Ampharos, because I don't want to have a situation where only one of my Pokemon is alive, if I can avoid it. Okay, that did not help. But that's why we Hyper Potioned. So now it's confused and paralyzed, which should dramatically decrease the chances that it gets to do anything. And Umbreon will use a Hyper Potion on Ampharos. And Ampharos will let me throw a Great Ball. Of all the standard Pokeball types, Great Ball is my favorite design. Okay, you're gonna need to not hurt yourself anymore, buddy. Though if you do hurt yourself anymore, honestly, it's probably okay because I'll at least be free from this. Whether I catch it or not, I still win. That's what matters. Yeah, Outlander, not only does pre-nerf Thunderwave never miss, back in this generation, Paralysis had a higher chance of preventing moves. Well, I guess I win. Entei gets to live another day. Well, no, it doesn't. But it gets to be caught another day. And I'm fine with that. I can come back to catch Entei at some later point. Ah, you meddlesome pest. When I am more prepared to encounter an Entei. Our victory condition here was winning, not catching the Entei. The way you handled those Pokemon with your audacious skill. Who are you? He left a Sparkly on the ground. Master Takeem! Ah, scrub. You were hopelessly outclassed against him. You had zero chance of winning. I'm pulling out for now. You go to Ian's lab and help out there. As you wish, sir. This isn't over yet. Stronger Pokemon are being made, even now. You'd better get serious about training your Pokemon for our next meeting. Yeah, Outlander, whether I caught the Entei or not, I wouldn't have been using it. I don't use legendaries. With a few exceptions. Like Battle Tower stuff, sure. But for general playthroughs of games, I adamantly refuse to use legendaries. Ow, that wasn't an experience I'd ever want to have again. I'm glad you came to my rescue. Thank you. I'm Vander. I'm an area leader here at Mount Battle. I'm Rui, and this is Redmond. We're glad to see you. Rui explained everything that had happened to Vander. Everything that had happened to Vander. Huh. What he told me explained a lot. Thanks to you, I know exactly why they attacked us. This is the Time Flute. I happened to find it while I was on my training trek. It's said that the Time Flute will summon Celebi, but just once. There must be something about Celebi that frightens them. They obviously don't want Celebi to encounter Shadow Pokemon. But let's not spend any more time here. Let's go back. But here, I want you to have this. But, are you certain? May we really have something this precious? Of course you may. I'd rather have you use that Time Flute than have those crooks take it by force. Use it and save the Shadow Pokemon from their sinister plans. Was this always here? It's TM47. Steel Wing, that's actually a good one. I don't think I have anything that can learn it. But it's actually a good move. It's the first TM we've gotten that I'd be willing to teach something. But yeah, we don't have anything that can learn it. So we haven't really been given any direction of where to go from here. But I think if we go to Pyrite, because, like, we got a key. Maybe it's for the elevator down from their hideout? Or the F disc. The disc for moving the UFO forward. What UFO? I haven't seen a UFO anywhere, have I? Hey, guard, I'm doing fine, and I hope you are too. Yeah, this... Oh. I guess the trainers here have respawned, which they have to, considering otherwise there'd be basically no way to grind XP in this game. I guess she's right. F-Disc ain't gonna open that. Guard, that is twice now that you have very much enjoyed a game in a series that is not fondly remembered by many people at all. Myself included, like Phantom Hourglass and now Pokémon Colosseum. But you know what? I'm glad someone likes it. I am not the biggest fan of this game. Like, I don't hate it, but boy does it need a lot of work. Yeah, I have no direction right now, I don't think. Had to check before Googling something. Okay, let's see here. Pokémon Colosseum walkthrough. What do I do after Mount Battle? Okay, we do go to Pyrite. And then the green building. Hello, green building. Ow, 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 ow. I'm sorry, Chief, but there's big news. You see, Chief, there's talk that there's a mysterious syndicate poised to take over the world. Huh? Chief? You're not the Chief, I beg your pardon. Johnson, has the Chief ever been in front of his desk when you've come running in here? Why do you just assume the first person you run into is always the Chief, when he's got a desk that he sits at? You would run into his desk before him. I'm here, Johnson. That story isn't new. Why are all of your reports so out of date all the time? Oh, Chief, there you are. You're such a kidder. I reckon that Mirror B was sent by that mystery organization in the first place. If my guess is true, there ought to be more of his kind. If I hear anything on my end, I'll surely let you know. You're Redmond, right? What's your PDA number? Okay, got it. You take care. That's twice now we've had to come into this building with nothing suggesting that that was what we were supposed to do. Oh, it's you two again. I didn't expect to see you unharmed, though. So you beat Mirror B. Big deal. This isn't close to being solved. Yeah, twice we have had to come in here without any indication that that was what we were supposed to do. This game needs better signposting. Also, you guys just leave the jail key on the desk there? I feel like you should be a little bit more secure. Hey, what? Oh, wow, thanks. You're letting us loose? Hey, I don't know or care who you are, but thanks. See you. Lead us to them. Freed a prisoner just to get a TM-46. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, don't be too proud that you managed to beat Mirror B. They'll make you pay for that. So these guys, you open their cell door and they're like, nah, we'll just stay here. Oh, Chief, I'm sorry I released one of your prisoners, but... Okay, you don't care. So I guess we go places until we get a message on our PDA.
Oh, Rui, I heard there was a big commotion on Mount Battle. Egan's worried sick about you. Quick, hurry home and reassure him that you're safe and sound.
Actually, hang on. Let's stop by the mart. Because if there is anything I learned fighting that Entei, it's that I should have a few revives on me.
Ah, Rui and Redmond, it's good to see you back. So, how goes it? Have you trounced the cretins that raided Mount Battle? I expected nothing less of my own granddaughter, and of course Redmond.
Yes, Rui absolutely helped us trounce them. Yup, she definitely participated in any battles at all.
I see. So Vander conferred the time flute upon you. Then what are you waiting for? Depart for the Relic Forest and summon Celebi at once. I wonder what will happen. I find it quite exciting. Ah, yes, there's something I'd forgotten. Redmond, may I have your the number of your PD, thing? Good, I'll try to reach you at this number if anything happens. This makes us pen pals. Ho, ho, ho.
So, he wants us to summon Celebi, but I don't want to summon Celebi because I don't have any Shadow Pokemon? And the flute's a one-time use thing, as far as I'm aware? But maybe it won't get used up if we don't have any Shadow Pokemon. Also, bye, Rui. She'll be back. See? Glad this isn't one of those games where it's like, you can't go to the next area, your partner isn't with you. Yeah, they want me to use the Time Flute, so let's use the Time Flute. It's meaningless to use it. Okay, let's not use the Time Flute. So we are once again in just walk around and hope someone gives us a message telling us anywhere to go, I guess. Oh, hang on. There's something I did not do in Pyrite that I was supposed to do when I opened a cell. And apparently, it's not exactly something I can do anyway. Because this guide says, go to the southern cell and open it and talk to the sleeping peon. Here's food for your thoughts. Within the organization, Mirror B was the lowest ranked of the bosses. There are other bosses who are a lot better and scarier than Mirror B, that's what I'm saying. Wahaha! Yeah, open the southern cell and talk to the sleeping peon. You know, the one who isn't even here. So, I must have missed something at some point. But what did I miss and where? That is the question. Oh wait, is... Hey, behind you, it's a Wailord! No one fall for that one. Is this the guy who I freed Or is this some other guy who looks exactly the same? I don't know what I'm supposed to do or where at this point. Pretty sure I've fought every battle that's been available so far, so... There's supposed to be a sleeping peon. I mean, someone hasn't been arrested who should have been arrested. So I need to get someone arrested? Maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to go through the pirate building again and try to snag the shadow Pokemon that I missed there. I don't know if the trainers will be there, but maybe that's why there was no one in jail, because I didn't catch all the shadow Pokemon. It's one thing having trainers reactivate. It's another thing entirely if you have them reactivate and also become aggressive like this. Like, make them wait for me to talk to them before they try and battle me again, please. Wow, they sure are flying. Yeah, guard, what's happening on the side here is something I'm doing. I figured that I might as well shiny hunt for a shiny starter in Pokemon Soul Silver while playing Pokemon Colosseum, considering there's so much time in this game that's just watching animations play out. So yeah, why just sit here and watch animations play out when I could be more proactive and actually do something with my time? Dang, it sure is a shame those Pokemon are too high up for a Thunderbolt to get them. I wish I had a quick attack. But I don't. Boy, this guy sure is a one-trick pony. He taught his Pokemon the one move and he's gonna use it. It amuses me that during the move missed thing, they stop doing their flapping animation and they just sit in the air. I don't remember who had the Pokemon that I missed. But I guess we have to fight everyone, considering they'll just aggro to us the moment they show up anyway. Alright, time for Quilava to switch out. Regard my preferences for shiny Johto starters would be Totodile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita in that order. I would not be disappointed with either Totodile or Cyndaquil. I would be a little disappointed with Chikorita. But I will gladly take whatever Pokemon ends up shiny first. And it'll be what we use when we get to the Johto remake step of this shiny gathering. Also, way to kill your own Larvitar there, dude. Yeah, Guard, the reason nobody likes the Chikorita line is because they are the worst starters that Game Freak has ever made. If they were good, people would like them. But as is, the only thing people ever appreciate about them is their aesthetic. And guess what? Not everyone likes that. But if you don't like how Meganium looks, there is zero reason to ever use it. It's a bad Pokemon. Oh, great. Not a whole lot Ampharos can do, but hey, a resisted Thunderbolt should still get rid of this Magnemite. Yeah. And then we can go to the healing machine to get rid of this paralysis on Quilava. No big deal. Because while there are places in this game where using healing machines or going to heal makes it so that the NPC trainers respawn, or reactivate, or whatever you want to call it, we have seen firsthand that that is not the case for the ones here. I don't think this guy had a shadow Pokemon, but... So Mount Battle was clearly not the place for Quilava or Ampharos, but clearly this building is a lot of water types. Still not the place for Quilava, though Ampharos does decently well here. Of course it dug a hole. Why does freaking every opponent ground type in this game know dig? And perhaps a bigger question, why did it choose to use dig on Jumpluff? Yeah, Guard, for me, my tastes on the starters. Water types have an unbroken streak until Gen 9, where Fuecoco wins. Gen 9 is the only generation where the water type is not my favorite. There are others where it's close. But Gen 9 is the only one where it's not my favorite, and it actually comes in third. Yeah, like Gen 2, Cyndaquil is close to Totodile for my favorite. Just a shame it has to evolve into Typhlosion, which has never looked good in 3D. And then, Gen 5. Snivy's pretty good. I still go with Oshawott, though. Gen 6, Fennekin is close. Don't like Delphox, though. Gen 7, I actually really like all of the Gen 7 starters. I still go with Popplio, but Litten is very close. Rowlet is very close. Litten's closer than Rowlet, though. But, yeah, it's a thing. And Gen 8 Grookey is close. And I like Rillaboom and Cinderace both more than I like Inteleon, but when choosing the starter itself, Sobble. But again, Grookey's close. My first choice for every generation, having never looked at the evolutions before making my picks. My first choice has always, always, always been the water type until Gen 9, where the water type came in third. And then, looking at the evolutions, the water type also comes in third. And therefore, Gen 9 breaks the water type sweep that I had going on. Also, wow, that dig from Quilava hardly did anything. I mean, sure, there's a level difference here, but it did nothing. I gotta go with Fuecoco for Gen 9, but Sprigatito is close. You know, it's kind of interesting. This is the only Pokemon game where you cannot grind XP without also grinding money. Not that grinding XP is what I'm doing right now, but I've realized that, hey, we're getting money for each of these trainers, despite the fact we've already defeated them. Yeah, it is interesting how Pokemon stands out for not having monetary rewards for most of its battles generally. But in this case, it's because the reward is the Pokemon that you're battling. Like, considering each battle, you could be coming out of it with a new party member, and not just XP or money. Yeah. Also, is it just me or is this Quilava, like, worthless? It does no damage. Again, I know there's a level difference here, but it does no damage. It's used a super effective Flame Wheel on this Ledian twice. And that's just a Ledian. It just got killed by a Ledian. Quilava, why are you letting me down like this? Yeah, every battle in Pokemon where you can't necessarily come out of it with a new party member, they do reward you with money. So, yeah, that's what it is. It's the rewards they're looking at. If you can get a party member, you get no money. If you can't get a party member, you get money. Except in the GameCube games, where you can get party members from trainer battles. Yeah, I suppose I can forgive Quilava for not killing the Ledian as fast as it could have, given the special defense involved. But getting killed by a Ledian is still just an embarrassment. This guy had a spiel the last time we fought him, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Outlander, the fact that Shadow Pokemon just don't get XP really hinders their progress. Like, if it tracked the XP they would have gotten and just, like, kept it in escrow until they got purified, that'd be one thing. But they just don't get it. It's really bad. I think they fixed that for XD. I don't know personally, I haven't played it myself. I'm going to. But I have not yet played it. And what they expected people to do to get XP is use the Colosseums. But they absolutely did expect people to just grind for XP in this game. 100%. It was expected. From what I've heard, Outlander, Pokemon XD fixes a lot of what was wrong with this game. But, like, yeah, a lot of people skipped it because Pokemon Colosseum was far from great. Ouch. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have brought Quagsire out in front of a grass type. That was ill-advised. And it had already been using Petal Dance, which I would have known had I not been paying attention to my shiny hunting. That is one thing. Playing two games at once absolutely makes me a worse player of both. It's almost as though multitasking always does that. It's like the human brain was not designed to do more than one task at a time. I think we just get past this lady and then we're basically home free for the elevator. Which is why I'm going here instead of going to heal first. So, now I know I should swap Bilava out. Because otherwise it is absolutely going to be eating that dive. Shame I can't swap in my fainted Quagsire and have it water absorb some health. So now we can heal, and then we can get into the maze. Where maybe there will be people with shadow Pokemon to catch, and catching them will get them arrested or something. That's what I'm hoping for. Because if that's not what happens, then I have no idea how to progress in this game. See, this guy waited for us to talk to him. Also, apparently we decided to go down to the city streets for our battle. Yeah, on the subject of XP and things being too early, it still absolutely baffles me that it took until Generation 6 for catching a Pokemon to let you get XP. Prior to Gen 6, if you catch a Pokemon, you get no XP for the battle. Which, I mean, sure, it makes absolute sense if you catch it by just throwing a Quick Ball. But if you spent the time to, like, weaken it before throwing Pokeballs, chances are you're going to be exposed to more moves than you would have taken had you not wanted to catch it. Which means that catching it is actually a harder thing to do. You should get XP for that. It's actually kind of incredible how many little things have been built up in this franchise over time that feel like they've always been there when really they haven't. Like, getting XP for catching Pokemon. Getting Premier Balls for every 10 Pokeballs you buy, even if you buy them in stacks of 20 or 30 or whatever. And yet these were all very, very late additions to the franchise. Because, like, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 feel very modern, honestly. And yet they still are missing some things that the more modern games have that just, it feels unnatural to not have. It's fascinating. Like, it took until specifically Black 2 and White 2 for us to get the modern Pokemon box sorting controls, like being able to do the individual selection thing, the swap, and the group selection thing. Like, even Black and White didn't have those. It was Black 2 and White 2 where those showed up. This lady was waiting for a rematch. Yeah, 100% guard. The backpack having... they're not needing to deposit items in the PC does feel natural. And, like, what's especially weird about it, if you go back, is just... like, Gen 2, they split the backpack into multiple pockets. So you would think that by that point, you don't have to put stuff in the PC, because, like, there's different pockets for different things. But no, you can run out of space in your freaking TM's pocket. Actually, the TM's pocket wasn't a thing back then, was it? It was, like, items, Pokeballs, key items, and berries or something. But then, like, Gen 3, we actually did have different pockets, including a TM's pocket. And I'm pretty sure the TM's pocket could run out of space. Maybe the TM's pocket was Gen 4, but either way, Gens 2 and Gen 3, your items pouch, despite being its own pocket, could in fact run out of space, and that was weird, is what I am trying to get at. Gen 3, it feels the weirdest to run out of space in your item bag. But you can. Gen 2, like, it's still on the original Game Boy. Everything still feels kind of primitive. It doesn't feel good, but it feels like, okay, yeah, I guess that's a thing. But Gen 3, it just feels so wrong when you run out of space. And then Gen 1, you need to manually change your Pokemon boxes or you won't be allowed to catch things when your box is full. Gen 2, you still have to do that, but you can give Bill your phone number, and then he can call you when there is one space left in your box. Or was it that he calls you right when your box gets filled? It's one of the two. And either way, it's a little later than I would have liked. I would have liked him to call, like, when we've got 5 slots left, and then maybe call again every time we fill one of those 5 slots. Like, sure, it would get annoying, but it would be very helpful. Honestly, when you think of how controlling the Pokemon boxes has evolved over time, that's one of the things that some features we use today, or that we used for a long time before we stopped being able to, took a surprising amount of time to show up. 'Cause, like, so, Gen 1, you've got your boxes, you can't move things around inside the boxes, you can only move them by withdrawing and depositing. When you deposit Pokemon, they basically go in a pile, so the most recently deposited are the ones at the top of the list in that box. It's annoying, it kinda sucks. Gen 2, basically the same deal, but now we can see pictures of the Pokemon in the boxes. That's an improvement. Not a big improvement, but boy is it improved. Gen 3, we get boxes that are at least visually modern, like they're actually a storage space for Pokemon, and you can move Pokemon around within them. Gen 4, we get even more ability to move things around within boxes, but, and this weirded me the hell out when I went back to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl to catch everything there in a Pokeball. The fact that in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, you cannot use the touchscreen to control the boxes. All of the Pokemon box stuff takes place on the top screen, and you have to use buttons. Why? They used the touchscreen for so many things they didn't have to in Diamond and Pearl. They tried to make it so that the touchscreen was the most natural way to control battles in that game. Like, they specifically made the buttons on the touchscreen big and legible, all in an attempt to make it so that it felt natural to use the touchscreen to control the game in battle. But then you leave battle and it's like, no, the touchscreen is for the Poketch and literally nothing else. Nothing in a menu? Absolutely nothing in the Pokemon box. No, sir. Well, I mean, yeah, in the Pokemon box, you could use it to, like, bring up the marking tool so that you can apply marks to your Pokemon. Like, you know, the circle, triangle, star, etc. That's on the touchscreen. But actually manipulating your boxes? Heavens no. You do not get to use the touchscreen for that. That would be uncouth. And then Gen 5 let us use the actual touchscreen for controlling the boxes. I forget whether or not Heart Gold and Soul Silver did. I can't exactly check right now because I don't have access to boxes without a starter. But I don't think they let us use the touchscreen for it in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I think we did have to wait till Gen 5. And then it was not until Pokemon Black 2, White 2 that we got actually modern box controls. Yeah, Guard, what they need to do is hire more talent with a special focus on talent who are familiar with designing 3D games. Because the thing is, the people at Game Freak, like, they have primarily been 2D game developers. They are not up with modern technology, I would say. Like, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are very good games. But with how they run, especially compared to the graphical fidelity that they have, like, the Switch is capable of so much more, and yet it struggles to run those games. They are very unoptimized. There's a lot of room for improvement. And part of it is just that, yeah, the core Game Freak staff is people who just don't have experience developing many 3D games. They are on a tighter schedule, making more ambitious games than their skill level allows them to reliably do. They need more dev time. They need more people with more modern skill sets. That's what they need. And there are absolutely people out there with the talent that they would need who would love to work on Pokemon games. They need to go hiring. They need to hire outside of their company. That's what they need to do. But at least we seem to be getting them taking their time. Because we are still waiting on our next Pokemon games right now. Pretty sure Scarlet and Violet are going to go down as the longest ever time between Pokemon main series releases that we have had thus far. Going from Scarlet and Violet to whatever's next. Alright, gotta catch me that Shadow Dunsparce. Take that, Mareep. And now almost everyone is paralyzed. They tried. They tried to get the entire field paralyzed. A Thundershock shouldn't kill a Dunsparce, right? Heck, a Thunderbolt probably still wouldn't kill it from this point. And entire field is paralyzed. That feel when you think a paralyzed Umbreon is just too fast, so you use Cotton Spore on it? What is this battle? Oh, that was closer than I wanted it to be. That feel when a paralyzed Umbreon that you already Cotton Spored is too fast, so you use Cotton Spore on it again? Well, Guard, I am glad that someone is willing to love Stunfisk. Dunsparce is actually pretty okay. Stunfisk, I have never met anyone else who has said that they actually, like it as one of their favorites. Though the question is, which do you prefer, Standard or Galarian Stunfisk? And why? Answer in the form of an essay. Alright, got that Dunsparce. I actually went into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to get all the Ultra Beasts shiny, while we still can transport them forward. I have completed that project. And in the process, I did in fact find myself a shiny Stunfisk, which was nice. Because hey, you never know when you're actually going to get an Ultra Beast wormhole in Ultra Space. Sometimes you run out of steam before you find one, and you end up in a very distant wormhole with not Ultra Beasts. And when that happens, like, if it's far enough, then you've got like a 27% chance of finding a shiny. And Stunfisk is one of the Pokemon you can get there, and I have a shiny Stunfisk from it. Some people think that it cheapens shinies to get them from Ultra Space, but a shiny's a shiny, and I got it legit. Also, something I'd like to point out. I know it doesn't matter for this battle, but the previous battle with the Dunsparce. In this game, we are allowed to throw a Pokeball when there are two opponents. That is a skill that no trainer since Gen 3 has ever had. It's impossible to aim when there's more than one Pokemon, is what they say. But if that was true, then boy would it suck to catch Pokemon in this game. What I'm trying to say is we need to get more skilled trainers in later games. The fact that it doesn't let us throw a Pokeball when there's multiple targets. Just let us choose a target. Come on. It's not that hard. You've done it in a previous game. It would make it harder to lose shinies. Because whenever you're fighting wild Pokemon in a double battle, you almost always have a partner. And since you can't throw Pokeballs right at the start, there's always the chance that your partner decides that that shiny has to die. And that never feels good. I mean, Gens 8 and 9, I don't think we ever had any wild double battles, so it's not really a thing. But actually, Pokemon Legends, they had some wild double battles, didn't they? Yeah. But at least in that game, we didn't have partners who could decide that a Pokemon needed to die. Honestly, I don't think any Pokemon has looked more N64 than Graveler so far. Like, it just exudes that we needed to make a big Pokemon, but we were limited by N64 polygon counts vibe. Ooh, I love Yawn. Yawn is great. Yeah, get out of here, Amnesia. So, Guard, have you taken the plunge to do a hunt for a shiny 3-segment Dunsparce? If you haven't, I would recommend actually doing your hunt in Gen 4 using the Pokéradar. Because apparently there's ways that you can make it much more likely to get Dunsparce using Dunsparces from Gen 4. Like, something about the way it handles their personality values, it makes it like 1 in 16 or something. And if you look for Dunsparce with a certain nature, I think it is. So if you've got a synchronized Pokemon, If you find them with a certain nature and ability, if they've got that combo, then it's like 1 in 3 that they'll end up being 3 segment. Okay, so you are looking for a shiny 3-segment Dunsparce. Yeah, you'll have better luck if you go to Gen 4, but if what you want is to get it specifically in Gen 9, well then keep at it. Yeah, we're fine. This cave is like all water types. It's a weird cave. Yeah, guard, here's hoping that your shiny 3-segment Dunsparce has the rare mark. Note that marks are technically not ribbons. Both confer titles, but they are different things. This guy is clearly trying to follow in the footsteps of his hero, Mirror B. Well, considering we've been at this for almost 3 hours, chances are I have reached the point where I am at higher odds for having found a shiny by now than not. Which is not to say that we have reached 8,000 attempts. We haven't. But considering I came into this with about a 47% chance of having found a shiny by now, and I've been at it for 3 more hours. We were assuming 1 check per minute. We'd be at 31 hours by now, so 31 times 60. Yeah, only at 1860 checks. Times 3. Because we're checking 3 Pokemon at a time. But that's all it takes to get past 50%. And we've already gone over here. That's right. Yeah, we're at 5580 checks, or thereabouts, as an estimate, since the last time I saw a shiny in this thing and accidentally soft reset it away. Yeah, guard, on July 18th, I found a shiny Chikorita and soft reset it away accidentally. Of all the Pokemon to accidentally soft reset, Chikorita is the one that I'm least disappointed by. But it happened, and it was disappointing. Second time I ever soft reset a shiny away. The first time being a Xurkitree. The Xurkitree I went over odds trying to get back. And I can't be too upset about resetting away the shiny Chikorita, because, like, yes, if I wanted specifically a shiny Chikorita from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, absolutely, devastating. But, like, if I really want to get a shiny Chikorita, Scarlet and Violet are right there. Anything that you can get in Scarlet and Violet using a sandwich is not the biggest loss if you don't care about where it comes from. Because I could have multiple shiny Chikoritas, probably. Like, there's no guarantee, but it is more likely than not that if I wanted shiny Chikoritas, I could have multiple of them in an hour, starting now, if I was really desperate. But I'm not really desperate. I just want to have a shiny Pokemon to go through the story of Heart Gold or of Soul Silver with for when we get there in this challenge. So really, as long as I find a shiny in here before I am done with Colosseum XD Emerald and Platinum. As long as I find one before I'm done with all of those, then we're good. It's not a huge deal. Finally, something Quilava can do something to. Fortress is begging for it. Fun fact regarding Tatsugiri and hunting for shinies of it. I went to breeding for my shiny Tatsugiri because shiny hunting around Casseroya Lake is agony because of the frame rate. But something I learned while doing that is that sandwiches, their timers are not real time. They are frame timers. Which means that a second only ticks off of the sandwich timer when 30 frames have been displayed. Which means that the one time I went to Casseroya Lake trying to hunt a shiny from a Tatsugiri outbreak, my sandwich lasted 45 minutes. Not quite 45, but it was close. My average frame rate, I did the math, my average frame rate, based on when my sandwich ran out, was 21 FPS. And yeah, 21 FPS in the modern era is too low. We accepted it on the N64. We do not accept it today because it is unacceptable today. In modern games, if your game ever, under any circumstance, dips below 30 FPS, you have done wrong. Dipping below 60, I am more willing to forgive. But dipping below 30, under any circumstance, no. Yeah, guard, I know how it goes, needing 6 shiny sandwiches to get yourself a dang shiny. I needed, I think it was 8 before I found my Iron Moth. It's the longest I ever went without a shiny in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I wish this Kolaba had quick attack. I really do. Of course it digs a hole. I like how having the shiny hunt going on to the right there lets you see exactly when I am distracted by things outside of games. Because if the shiny hunt pauses while I am also not making inputs on the GameCube, you know for a fact that I am distracted. As for what I'm distracted by, in this case it was, I was doing some math. Specifically, the math I was doing was... Three times 60, or 180, how many Pokemon checks I get per hour, if we're being conservative. Then multiplying that by 31 for the number of hours I would estimate that I have been at this so far. Which, hey, 5,580 for the number of checks I would estimate I have had since I last found a shiny. And soft reset it away. And then we take that 580 and again, I forget the exact shiny rate, but I think it's like 1 in 8192 or something. So 1 divided by 8192. And then we take that value and just subtract 1 and then remove the negative sign. And then we take that to the power of 5580, and then we see the chances of me not having found a shiny by now. And they are at 50.6%. So we're not quite past that 50% mark. We are not quite to the point where it is more likely that I would have found a shiny by now than not. Which means I can't be too upset, I guess. Though again, we probably are in fact past that point because I have been much more efficient about my shiny checking while doing it at times when I was just watching things passively instead of actively playing a GameCube game. Even if it's a turn-based GameCube game, this is still technically active play. Nacho's looking exclusively at the future when it should really be focusing on the now. None of the attacks it foresaw have come to pass. The future is not set in stone. Yep, the fact that Future Sight can fail and have its attacks not come to pass is proof that the Pokemon universe does in fact feature free will and is not deterministic. Undeniable proof that the future can be changed in the Pokemon universe. And if it can be changed in the Pokemon universe, well, that means that our own universe can probably also have its future changed. Thus, QED, the attack future sight in Pokemon, proves that the universe is not deterministic, even outside of Pokemon. I thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The fact that Dustox's wings look like leaves always makes me want it to be a grass type. But I know it's not, and it makes sense that it isn't because, like, there are real life moths with wings that look like leaves, quite a lot of them, in fact. And they're not grass types, they're just bug flying, clearly. Nice flinch. Nice crit. This Dustox sure is trying to make this battle last longer. It is absolutely a battle that we are going to win. It's just a matter of how quickly. And the answer is that quickly. Also, nice unnecessary crit. That's a dead end. I must have missed fewer shadow Pokemon than I thought. Considering we've only found the Dunsparce. Despite rebattling basically all the trainers here. I think we've skipped that one so far. But we'll get to him. I'm just gonna go heal first. Hey, there's another Shadow Pokemon. Shadow Swablu, truly the most important of Shadow Pokemon. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care for Altaria. Yes, it's cute, but it's not good. And it definitely doesn't deserve its dragon typing. You know, there are some games where I believe that, yes, Fly does in fact make Pokemon fly, quote, way up high, end quote, and become unreachable. This is not one of those games. Though I will say, I appreciate that the Pokemon that can fly tend to sit on the ground until they use Fly. It's way better than forcing Skarmory to glide at all times, like they did in Gen 6 and didn't fix for multiple generations. It was terrible and I hated it. Some bird Pokemon look way better when they are not in flight. And I know this won't hit, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Guard, you can argue that Swablu's base typing is the one that changes when it evolves. But I would argue that Normal is not a primary type even if it is listed first. If there is a Pokemon that has a type other than Normal, it isn't a normal type. It is a more normal example of its other type than usual. I've softened up on a stance that I had in the past, which is that the normal type should never be paired with anything else. I still kind of believe that, honestly. But in terms of actually balancing the competitive play, the normal type is useful to have as mixed types. I still think it makes no sense to have normal type mixed with something else. Because the moment you have a type that isn't normal, you're no longer normal. But I will allow it as a gameplay concession, but I will still remain adamant that if you have a type that isn't normal, normal cannot be your primary type. Even if it's displayed first. It makes no sense whatsoever for you to be mainly normal. Oh, but also you're a little bit electric or a little bit psychic. You're not normal if you're any bit psychic. Look at Psyduck. Psyduck doesn't have a psychic type, but we call it psychic. But it's a water type. The moment you get that psychic type, you are more psychic than Psyduck, who we consider to be a psychic Pokemon, even if it's not a psychic type. See what I'm getting at here? Also, Guard, I believe crits don't ignore the burn stat drop. Because burn actually reduces your stats. It's not... Like, yes, crits ignore stat drops, but I don't think it ignores a reduction to the actual number. I think burn still drops attack after crit. I could be wrong. I'm fully willing to admit that I could be wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. Surf will hardly do anything to Lombre, but it will do something to Lombre, and it will get rid of the Metang, so let's go for that. Oh, maybe right. Putting Quagsire in front of grass types remains a bad idea. Need to remember this. I'm too used to thinking of Quagsire as just a water type. But no, it's a ground type too. Goodbye, Metang. Guess I didn't need that surf to get rid of it. Guard, I looked it up. In Generation 2, critical hits ignored burn, but from Generation 3 onwards, crits take burns into account. So the burn stat drop does persist through crit in this game. You're Mirror B. I mean, I didn't expect Mirror B to be here, but... I mean, he's still got, like, the orange and white on his head, so... It's like he's trying to look like Mirror B while not being Mirror B. It's interesting. I'm Miracle Bee. I'm Mirror B's rightful successor. Going to get me an afro. We even get a... We get a knockoff version of Mirror B's theme, too? I love this. I should have revived Quagsire. This is actually hilarious. They did not have to have a knockoff version of the theme. They didn't. Not at all. There was no requirement that they add a knockoff version of Mirror B's theme to a knockoff version of the Mirror B character. But they did it anyway. I love this. This is the best part of the game so far. Bar none. Also, I hate that that Sea King used light screen on me. Or the Electro used light screen. Either way, I hate that it got used. I missed my Espeon. Not having my Quagsire in here is unfortunate, but... Oh! Kaboom, I guess. Dude was just waiting to have a Pokemon with Protect in the second slot. Okay, so everything we have left is either an Umbreon with basically no health, or is weak to ground. This is a problem. So here's what we're gonna do. Galava's gonna dig, while I use a Hyper Potion on Umbreon. Gee, thanks for the crit and the flinch, you jerk! Rude! So I think it's time to dip into our revives. Does this Sand Slash not know any ground type moves? What gives? Good job, Static. Finally, light screen's gone. Nice crit. Not a fan of that flinch, but am a fan of that para. Right, I guess I did need to worry about getting KO'd there. Oh well. Nice para. Alright, Sand Slash gone. Ah, yes, the Pseudo-Wudo. Wait, it's not a Shadow Pseudo-Wudo. I'm doing this battle for nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and surf with you, and let's actually blow a revive on Quilava just in hopes that we get it to level 36 and thus to Typhlosion. Ouch. Taking a risk here. But we don't have Quilava flagged for XP from Pseudo-Wudo yet, so... just going to hope that Quilava can survive this round before we swap it right back out. Okay, yeah, I can absolutely survive. Unless Pseudo-Wudo is using some nasty rock-type move, specifically on the Quilava slot. Which it's not going to do because it sees a KO on Quagsire, so yeah. Dreams! You've ruined my dreams of getting an afro! No, you can still get an afro. You don't have to win at Pokemon battles to get an afro. You just grow it. And the fact that Quilava's evolving means we at least didn't do this for nothing. I hate 3D Typhlosion so much, it looks so bad. It's not intimidating at all. It should always have the fire out. 100% of the time, at least when it's in battle. And the fire needs to be not particle effects, but also, like, not modeled, because then it looks terrible, like Skeledirge's mouth flames that look like clown hair because of how it's modeled. Nah, it's gotta be, like, billboard sprites on its back. Typhlosion and the Cyndaquil line in general have never looked good in 3D because, I mean, look at what Cyndaquil's got going on his back. We have never once had the fire look quite like that in 3D. and be out at all times. It looks so much better with it. Without it, it looks naked. And if it doesn't have fire like that at all, it just never looks as good. So yeah, not a fan of 3D Typhlosion. Darn, I don't care if no one agrees. I'm still the rightful heir to Mirror B, even though my hair isn't grown to a full afro do. Okay, so we've gone all the way through here and got, like, what, 2 shadow Pokemon to show for it? I don't think we sent anyone to jail. So I think we might have done this for basically nothing. But at least we did get some XP on Pokemon that sorely needed it. So there's that. We have essentially accomplished a grinding session, is what we've done. But I don't think I'm any closer to actual game progress. Yeah, we did get to experience Miracle Bee, and that is absolutely worth coming here. We got to see the best part of the game so far, even if we made no progress. Something that is surprisingly difficult. Actually, wait. Staying in Pyrite Town. Let's just make sure no one else has been sent to jail. Yeah, something that's surprisingly difficult. Soft resetting on a 3DS while also holding a GameCube controller and moving its analog stick. Because soft resetting a 3DS, or rather, soft resetting a DS game on a 3DS, requires the use of LR select and start. If it was a 3DS game and not a DS game, I'd be able to rely on my custom firmware to let me remap some buttons. And, like, what I did for quickly soft resetting Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I remapped the select button to a combination of LR and select, which is what you need to soft reset. Oh, there's a mystery lab. Since when has there been a mystery lab? Redmond, it's Shirls. We've just apprehended a pair of thugs we believe to be Mirror B's underlings. We may be able to lean on them for information. We have them locked up, so hurry over to Pyrite. Okay, so maybe I did... Or I probably just needed to come here, didn't I? I probably didn't need to go back through Mirror B's hideout. But maybe I did need to go through Mirror B's hideout. I mean, I got Shadow Pokemon out of it. We saw Miracle Bee. Did they apprehend Miracle Bee? Oh, they got a whole bunch of new people. And they moved this guy to a different cell. They moved both of these guys to different cells. They said there'll be some new prisoners, so they split me and Folly up. But, you know, the guys in the next cell, those voices sound familiar. Listen, Chief Shirls and I, we caught 2 more suspects. They came back to that creaky old building and we nabbed them on the spot. So maybe I did need to go back through there and beat up the people with the shadow Pokemon and catch them. Huh? You went and checked out the lab? What could it be? I don't have a clue about what's going on at that lab. Okay, maybe we had to check out the lab. We did something that we had to. That's what's important. We were collared when we tried to sneak back down to the Under. It's just another thing that goes with this, that, and everything else you caused. It's all your fault. Snore, mutter, elevator going down. There's a key of some sort on her belt. Want to take it? Yes. Wait, one of you guys, or one of you girls, is the one who had the Shadow Remoraid. I want it. But whatever. We have made progress, officially. And we can go to a new place, but it's actually time for me to go ahead and call this a stream because my cats are starving, even though it's still 15 minutes until their normal dinner time. But they are going to start interrupting very frequently and annoyingly if I do not at least get moving towards feeding them. So it's time to call this a stream. I'm going to check one more set of Johto starters. But thanks everyone for dropping by to watch and chat and all of that. And I will be back tomorrow with more of these 2 games. See you then, friends.